Pandemic Train. I added this to my wishlist 3+ years ago after reading on polls on Reddit these words of mine about this game because of the style and atmosphere it showed, and all of that didn't disappoint actually. Art style, music, atmosphere. It's lovely and met my expectations. It's a bit dark, cream, and I like that. Gameplay wise, however, it feels lackluster, not challenging, and it's repetitive. Feels a bit empty and meaningless. I remember making a comment on that post saying that I hope the dev take their time and does not release it in unfinished or lackluster state, and I've been hopeful all this time because the dev took those years to develop it. Originally it was supposed to be released in 2021, but it wasn't. But honestly, this ain't it for me. I guess I was hoping for a bit more than this. The combat scavenging is actually boring and repetitive. There's no challenge. Shoot some guys and walk around in confusingly built tile set. You loot whatever containers there are with basic supplies. Complete whatever objective there may be and go back to the train and perform another management session in the train where all you do is make some food again. At least that's all I had to do after building some crafting stations. Maybe things stop being as repetitive later on, but first impressions matter. And the first impressions for me was boring and repetitive, lackluster and a bit simple. I think the gameplay loop is obviously inspired by this style of mine, but it fails at making it feel as meaningful, fails at making decisions and gameplay feel as important like it's in the War of Mine. I've put 500 hours into the War of Mine. Do I feel as if I can get even 15 hours of this game? No, not at all. It feels like a one and done game. I can't imagine myself playing through it once, in its current state, let alone twice. I'd guess that's around 400 of the 500 hours I have in this War of Mine is because of the Steam Workshop support, mostly though mods and that make the game much more difficult than the base game. Pandemic Train, however, doesn't offer Steam Workshop support. POV and camera angle when exploring is bad in my opinion. Attacked off-screen buildings and such do not fade away if you move your character behind them. They stay in view and block your vision. You see more or less depending on which direction you're looking in. I think a map or minimap should be added during the scavenging sections. I hope the game gets better over time. I will revisit this game at a later date if it has received updates. I see in the review section that the developer is responding to many reviewers, so in case you, the developer, watch this review, I'd just like to say that I hope you don't take my review too harshly. It's not meant to insult you or to spit in your game or to be mean on you or anything like that. This is just my opinion on the game, in its current state, and I believe it is important to share that. Congratulations on releasing your game. It's by no means on a garbage game, far from it. It's just not fully up on my alley in its current state and I was wishing for a bit more complexity and substance I think. It feels a bit samey and I don't feel that any of my actions have much importance. It feels more like an easy point A to point B. Play the one story game to me that in the survival strategy management sim game with replay value. I hope some of my feedback was valuable and inspires you to implement some improvements rather than to demotivate you or make you feel sad. That is not at all what I intend.